It is 3:34, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. Today's date is Monday, March the 24th, 2025. Ms. Ana, can you establish quorum, please?
Mayor Nori Garza,
Present?
Mayor Pro Tem Ruben Plata,
Present.
Councilwoman Jessica Ortega,
Present.
Councilwoman Marissa Guerra,
Present.
Councilman Alberto Vela.
Present.
Mayor, we've established quorum.
Okay, next item is invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please stand.
Our Heavenly Father, as we gather here today in service to our community, we pause to recognize National Crime Victims' Right Week. We lift up in prayer all of those who have been affected by crime, the victims, their families, and those who work tirelessly to support them. May they find peace, strength, and justice. May we work together to build a community where justice prevails, victims are heard, and healing is possible. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item is disclosures of conflict of interest. Ms. Ana, has anything been filed?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem Ruben Plata has one on file for items 5960 and executive session item number 2. All of these items pertain to Cimarron.
Okay. And that's going to be all?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. Next item are presentations, and our first presentation would be the Girl Scout Week, but we're waiting for them to get here from after school. So we're going to move on to Women's Empowerment Day.
Yeah,
Mario,
yeah.
so we can try and
Hey,
spin up the,
Monday?
There we go.
Oh,
you shouldn't expect anything. But he's just copying, he's not like he's cutting and
This
pasting.
proclamation was brought before us by the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce, which reads as follows. Whereas the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce is committed to fostering a thriving and inclusive business community,
Oh, he is?
recognizing the invaluable contributions of women in all sectors. Whereas the Women on a Mission Women's Empowerment event is established as an annual gathering to uplift, inspire, and empower women by providing opportunities to connect, learn, and grow in an environment dedicated to their successes. Whereas this event will offer enriching sessions focused on wellness, financial literacy, networking, and personal and professional development, ensuring that women have access to the knowledge and resources necessary to thrive. Whereas the City of Mission and its leaders recognize the importance of creating opportunities for women to engage in meaningful discussions, establish strong professional networks, and access mentorship and guidance from accomplished women across various industries. Whereas we honor and celebrate the resilience, determination, and achievements of women in our community and beyond, acknowledging their impact in shaping a more equitable and prosperous society. Now therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby proclaim March 26, 2025 as Women on a Mission Women's Empowerment Day in Mission, Texas, and encourage all residents, businesses, and organizations to participate in this inspiring and transforming event. Proclaimed on this the 24th day of March, 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, I move to approve the
Second.
proclamation as read.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation for Women's Empowerment Day as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
we would like to say thank you so much for this recognition, and we are very appreciative. And thank you again for allowing us to make history. We're so excited, and I also want to take this time to thank our awesome Women's Committee, they are right behind me, which is a group of stellar women as well. So thank you. And arriba las mujeres.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to come up and say a little something? Anyone?
Thank you,
Mary.
Mayor and council. We're very happy to be here in Mission, and we support women and businesses, women-owned businesses, especially the ones here locally that help support our community. So thank you for encouraging them and honoring them.
Thank you. Okay, all righty. Well, we have a proclamation for you. Would you like to step up here and take a picture?
ladies at home, so I had to.
Okay, one more. Okay, last one. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is Animal Cruelty Prevention Month.
Mayor, with us today, we have our staff from the Office of the Animal Control, and we also have representatives from Paws for Help. And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas the month of April is dedicated to the prevention of cruelty to animals because being cruel to animals is an unjustifiable act and should not exist in any civilized society. Whereas animals play an important part in our everyday lives, even if we don't personally have pets, it's vital to make sure that they are treated kindly and with the respect and care they deserve. Whereas animal cruelty is a sad reality that has existed for ages, our furry friends cannot speak up to stop the mistreatment. So it is up to us to put an end to this. This April, let's come together and stand against cruelty to animals and protect our furry buddies. Whereas if you don't have pets of your own, you can still participate in Prevention of Cruelty Animals Month by fostering a pet until it finds its new forever home, or by donating money or much-needed supplies to your local animal shelters. This will help ensure that pets waiting to be rehomed will get all the necessary care. Whereas the City of Mission would like to invite the entire community to support the City of Mission Animal Shelter, Paws for Help Incorporated, and other organizations which encourage responsible and compassionate treatment of all animals, and invite you to visit our animal shelter and adopt a pet. Now therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Month in Mission, Texas. Proclaimed on this, the 24th day of March, 2025.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation as read for Animal Cruelty Prevention Month. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to the leadership of Mission. We'd like to thank you for everything that you do for our furry friends. I'm here, Ms. Dendia Bai and Paws for Help are at the Capitol right now, lobbying for the animal welfare and advocacy that is so much needed. We want to thank you deeply from our hearts because these animals need our protection, and without you, we cannot do it. I thank you very kindly. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And please come up for a picture.
Everybody, smile. One more, please. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is National Crime Victims Rights Week.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Chief Torres, Mission Police Department. Here we have some of our investigators who always bring justice to victims of crimes. And in addition, we have our crime victim liaison, Mrs. Sella, here with us this evening. Crime Victims' Right Proclamation reads as follows. Whereas crime affects individuals, families, and communities in a profound and varied ways, often leaving lasting physical, emotional, and social challenges. And whereas the concept of kinship underscores the connections that builds bridges to support services that shared strength among survivors, advocates, and communities. This week celebrates the perseverance and commitment that launched the Victims' Rights Movement. Remind us all that the term victim is more than just a label. Whereas kinship is a foundation of victim advocacy, inspiring trauma-informed care, and meet survivors where they are. And whereas through kinship, we build peer networks and community alliances that empower survivors, foster resilience, and offer pathways to healing. And whereas kinship reminds us that the strength that comes from connections, the importance of listening to every voice, and the power we must create lasting change when we work together. And whereas the City of Mission is hereby dedicated to strengthening victims and survivors in the aftermath of crime, building resilience in our communities and our victim responders, and working for a better future for all victims and survivors. And now therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the City Council of the City of Mission, on behalf of the citizens of Mission, do hereby proclaim the week of April 6th through April 12th as Crime Victims' Rights Week. This proclamation reaffirms our dedication to building connections, standing in kinship with survivors, and created a future where healing and hope are within reach for everyone. Proclaimed on the 24th day of March, 2025. And Mrs. Sella, would you like to say a few words?
If you'll just hold on just a second, we're going to take a vote.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proclamation as read by Chief Torres.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation as read for Crime Victims' Rights Week. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Every April, the Office of Victims' Crimes leads communities throughout the country in their annual observances of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. This year, 2025, the theme is kinship. Kinship is a state of being in survivors that drives vital connections to services, rights, and healing. Kinship is where victim advocacy begins. Every year, thousands of communities across the nation honor the dedication of those before us that establishes victim rights and renew commitment to guarantee that all victims have the rights and services that they need to recover from any crime. Victim support services, along with police departments and nonprofit organizations, participate in marches, tree planting ceremonies, and many other activities that are held each year to promote victims' rights and to honor crime victims and those who advocate on their behalf. We would like to invite you and our community to our annual event that is going to be on April the 10th, Thursday, at the Mission Police Department. Thank you, and thank you for your support.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. That's April 10th, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
Thursday.
And that's what time?
From 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything? No? Okay, well then you want to come up for a picture? Are we good there, Humberto? Okay, the next item is our National Library Week proclamation.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm here with the presence of the Library Board, Friends of the Library, and some of our library staff here to present the proclamation for National Library Week, that it will take place on April 6th to the 12th. Our youth coordinator, Magali Garcia, will read the proclamation.
Good afternoon. Whereas libraries spark creativity, fuel imagination, and inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can explore new ideas and be drawn to new possibilities. Whereas libraries serve as vibrant community hubs, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. Whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, digital tools, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. Whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, and organizations, connecting the dots to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. Whereas libraries empower job seekers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners by providing access to resources, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. Whereas libraries nurture young minds through story times, STEAM programs, and literacy initiatives, fostering curiosity and a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. Whereas libraries protect the right to read, think, and explore without censorship, standing as champions of intellectual freedom and free expression. Whereas dedicated librarians and library workers provide welcoming spaces that inspire discovery, collaboration, and creativity for all. Whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers across the country are joining together to celebrate National Library Week under the theme, Drawn to the Library. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the City Council of the City of Mission, proclaim April 6th through 12th, 2025, as National Library Week. During this week, we encourage all residents to visit the library, explore its resources, and celebrate all the ways that the library draws us together as a community. Proclaimed on this, the 24th day of March, 2025.
I move to approve the proclamation as read.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation for National Library Week. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And I think we're going to go down for the picture. Yes.
Maybe we should take our books, Mayor.
Yes, that would be good. Bring your books. And thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Do you want to do that? Sure. We can do that? Okay, okay.
The second item is theirs too.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for all the opportunities that the City of Mission and to your leadership, Mayor and Commissioners, to allow us to bring in the public library for your community. We're very excited not only about presenting our proclamation for National Library Week, but also because being awarded for the Excellence Award The Spear Memorial Library of Mission, Texas has received the prestigious 2024 Achievement of Library Excellence Award from the Texas Municipal Library Directors Association. This award celebrates libraries that excel in services under the population, utilizing innovative marketing and fostering collaborations. It recognizes those that enhance community engagement through unique programs, promote literacy, support digital inclusion, and offers cultural and educational programming. With only 102 out of the 542 public libraries in Texas received this honor in 2024, the Spear Memorial Library commitment to excel and stands out in these consecutive 2 years. Last year, we also were awarded with this Excellence Award, and we're very happy. This reflects the hard work of our library staff, our library board, and our friends of the library, and of course, our community that always supports us in everything that we provide to them through literacy, engagement, and everything that you guys allow us to do for them. So thank you for your support always.
Thank you so much, and congratulations for the second year in a row. That's awesome. Very nice. Okay, now we'll go down there.
Yes.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, the next item is a presentation from our Keep Mission Beautiful Committee.
Good afternoon. We're going to do a little presentation for Keep Mission Beautiful on an upcoming project that we're proposing. But before we go into that, I just want to say that we're really proud. This was the first year that we actually sought recognition because it's our first year as an official affiliate of Keep Texas Beautiful. So they have 3 rankings, which is a good standing, Silver Star, and Gold Star. And we were able to obtain the silver star rating, which is really good for our first year.
Yes.
And of course, next year we're going to go for the gold. But with us here today, we have Mario. He is the chairman of our board. And then we have Logan, who is a member of our board as well, and Mr. Mendiola. So I'm going to give it on to them so they can go over the presentation.
Awesome, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and City Manager. Thank you guys for your time. Really appreciate being here and presenting to you what we have in store for the City of Mission. I really believe that the City Hall is the crown jewel for the City of Mission. So that's really where we're tailoring our efforts in this project, with this presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Logan, who is a fellow member of the committee, and he's going to go over the presentation. Thank you guys very much.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Let me just kind of briefly go through this a bit. As I've mentioned, this is a kind of a influx project, but this is sort of what we sort of came up with. I don't think this is on. Yeah? Okay. There you go. Great. So what we're trying to do is to have more ones in the space. You know, for example, Lions Park is a great example of an empty sort of space, and now you have a whole bunch of people in there. And so I'm trying to sort of kind of create this with here actually. So we want to have a low maintenance space, something that's unique to Mission. I think Mission is extraordinary in its natural habitat. So we want to incorporate some sort of native plants as well, some sort of ones that you can find at Lowe's for, you know, and so you want to be able to kind of create this unique space. So essentially you create a winding or a fixed path, you know, creating exploration in this space. So you have about 80% native and 20%, you know, ones which you can find at the store, right? And actually have sculptures or different sort of art or unique plans in mind. And then we can also sort of have the city flower, the city vine, the tree, things that we've already recognized as a city and already have them in there as well. And I wanted to briefly mention that you'll see that there's some brown spots, and then those would be, you know, either rocks or some sort of ones to have a seat. And then at the center, you have a sort of rock water feature. Now, this is not a fixed plan. This can be changed, and this can, you know, always be moved. Example of this water feature would be a sort of simple rock with just a little bit of water pouring out of it. Another plan in mind is to use this blank space near the entrance of the hall and to create some sort of scene, right? Some sort of a social media scene, right? So you can have signage as well. You can use some archways. And this is symbolic of the Bougainvillea Trail, which was a project done in the 1940s that began in Mercedes, but extended all the way from, I believe, Rio Grande City to San Benito. But it never became a full project. It did exist for a little bit. This fixture is from Mercedes, but this is something which could be done, which is symbolic of our past. Exterior-wise, you can sort of create wisteria or some sort of vines that grow on the circular path which we have around. So to sort of create some sort of uniqueness with either bougainvilleas, wisteria, for example. Native plants, which we could have, we could have some lantanas, mist flowers, frog fruit, white brushes, Turk's cap, and there's a wide exploration of the native landscapes. Some of the exotic, poinsettias, the wisteria, hibiscus, among some ones which we have on this list as well. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Well, Council, Mayor, I want to thank you guys for the brief time that we have here. We also want to address some of the other things that we're doing within the city. We invite you to attend one of our annual trash bash, which is happening this weekend. The first 300 participants are actually going to get shirts, right, and capes. But going back to Logan, so this project, it's going to take some immense work. So what are we doing as a committee to ensure that it does happen? We're currently collaborating with another committee from the City of Mission, and we have multiple channels in which we're looking to fundraise in order to make this happen. So we're committed, we have a vision, we have a timeline, and we know we're going to execute and ensure that the City of Mission is very proud of City Hall when we're done.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to get a picture with you guys with our T-shirts so that we can promote the event on Saturday.
From Lucio Cavazos. Unfortunately, she's not able to be here due to some family issues, but I mean, she's very committed and also helping out in the community.
Mayor, if I could make a comment.
Sure, yes, please.
So you know that there's various areas in the city of Mission where you see a sign where it says, "Welcome to Mission, Texas." And I fortunately passed by one yesterday and it looks absolutely terrible. So maybe when we're coming from Mexico into the United States, it's kind of there, like you can see it. But if we added trees, or I loved your presentation, Logan. If we could maybe go to those different areas. I know that's over here on Mayberry, on Tatan's Park, on Conway, and then there's one more. Which one am I missing? The one over there when you enter. There's one more. I don't know. I'll find out. But maybe we could put some beautiful flowers and some greenery there because right now it looks totally bare. But then again, I was told that we may not even have permission to do something like that. Or do we have rights to those areas? We have rights. Okay. And I'll help you with getting some donations possibly for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great, thank you. Bring your
Get your shirt.
Bad night.
No, I know that.
I know that the girls aren't here yet, right? No, not yet. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll go to the next item, item number 8, the racial profiling and analysis report for 2024.
Hello, Mayor and Council, Chief Torres, Mission PD. Today, we're here to present the racial profiling report that has been submitted to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. We have met the deadline, and we've met all the requirements. The Mission Police Department has adopted a detailed written policy on racial profiling. Our policy clearly defines acts constituting racial profiling. Number 2, strictly prohibits peace officers employed by the Mission Police Department to engage in racial profiling. Number 3, implements a process by which an individual may file a police complaint against police officers. Number 4, provides public education relating the agency's complaint process. Number 5, requires appropriate corrective action to be taken against peace officers employed by the Mission Police Department who are engaged in racial profiling. Number 6, requires collection of information relating to motor vehicle stops. And the last one requires the chief administrator of the agency to submit an annual report to the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement and also to the governing body. We are in compliance, and thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And that's just a presentation, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay, all right, thank you. Next item is a report from our Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and Mike Bettis. So wonderful activities happening at the Chamber of Commerce. Of course, we have the Women's History Month celebration and community market happening on Wednesday, the March 26th. It'll be a day filled with women everything, starting from 10 a.m. up until 5:30 p.m., which we will conclude our community market as well. The market is having an all women entrepreneurs, so it's really exciting, and we do want the community to come and join us. On the 27th, we do have a ribbon cutting for Star Storage. They are celebrating a milestone here off of Griffin Parkway. March 26th, another ribbon cutting for New Me Beauty. And on the 31st of March, we are releasing the new podcast episode. The topic is on healthcare and community connect with Lance Ames, and it premieres at 9 a.m. And you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And on the 16th of April, we do have Coffee, Croissants, and Commerce, and we are partnering with Greater McAllen Real Estate Association and inviting all of the developers and anybody tied to the development industry to join us as well. And upcoming for our signature events on May 2nd, we are now open and securing teams, golf teams for our annual Citrus Golf Classic happening on the first Friday of every May. And we are open for sponsorships as well. So we do invite anybody to come and join us for the golf tournament. And lastly, I just want to officially let the community know there was a press release that was shared that the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce is officially now an accredited Chamber of Commerce. We are 1 out of 42 accredited chambers in the state of Texas, and only 3% in the nation that are accredited across the United States. So it's a big milestone for us. And we will be announcing more about our accreditation and do a milestone celebration in the upcoming month. That's all I have.
Thank you so much. That is something to be really, really proud of. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Team effort.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, the next item are the departmental reports. Those were in our packets. Are there any questions, comments, or a motion? Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the departmental reports as presented. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next item is citizens' participation. Ms. Anna? No one has signed up? Okay. Next item is the consent agenda. I believe we are pulling item number 29. Are there any other items that need to be pulled? Or is there a motion?
Mayor, I want to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 29.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented, except for item number 29. And that would have item number 14 has a resolution number of 1967. Item number 18 has an ordinance number of 5608. Number 19 has a ordinance number of 5609. And I think that's it. Right, Ms. Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Madam Mayor, we, on item 29, Leroy from the Firefighter Association came to see me this afternoon and wanted a few changes to make sure that the meet and confer does not expire. Patricia has changed that wording, and you should have, do we give copies out to everybody yet? No. Can we do that? No, just right now. And that's just, all we've done is to clarify that by extending the meet and confer, that it does not terminate. And that's all basically it's asking, and Patricia's handing out, it's in yellow, and staff is okay with the proposed changes. We made some little grammatical corrections on there, but that was it. But it's not from what's in your packet. What's in yellow is what we added on.
What we added, okay.
We have no problems with the additions that the Fire Association is asking for.
Are there any questions? Comments? A motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the extension agreement with the Mission Fire Department meet and confer agreement. With the additions of under number 2, the parties agree to extend the current agreement until the earliest of September 30th, 2025, or until replaced by a new meet and confer agreement. And under number 3, expiration and termination, this extension agreement shall expire on the earlier of September 30th, 2025, or a new meet and confer agreement is reached. The parties may agree in writing to a further extension. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Okay. Before we go into public hearing, I'd like to change the order of our items, and I'd like to move to item, is it 62?
61 and
61,
62.
61.
And 62.
And 62.
Right.
So, Mr. Cervantes, could we have the presentation on 61, please?
So this item was, Mayor, City Council, good evening. This was in your agenda in your last meeting and it was denied. We got an email with an approved letter of credit. So it's for your consideration. If you want to approve that and then allow for the subdivision to be recorded. Thank you so much.
Is it a letter of credit or a bond? I thought it was a bond.
It's a letter of credit.
It's a letter of credit.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's approved by the bank. It needs to be approved by the city council so that the
But is
subdivision.
it approved by the bank?
Yes, it's an email that we got, I have it here.
How much more time do they need to finish?
About 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks.
To finish what?
The improvements,
The subdivision.
putting the streets and all the infrastructure. JP, have you looked at the letter of credit already?
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Yes, sir, I did, and also I went and walked the project. The developer already started implementing and installing the infrastructure, which they had beginning on our past meeting. They hadn't started construction on the infrastructure. They started now. Also, they deliver all the materials on site. So as they promised the last meeting, they're already starting the construction of it.
I know that the city council has some new requirements now on letter of credit for, they can't have any permits. They understand that?
Yes, so I relay that to the developer about the restriction on the plat note for no building permits until the infrastructure is complete. They are asking that they be allowed foundation permits for your consideration.
So this item is only to approve the letter of credit, is that
The
correct?
first one, yes, is to approve
And
the
the
letter of
second
credit,
item,
is to approve the plat.
the plat
Yeah.
along with the variance or to allow the foundation permits, is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, so
Yes.
right now, we're only looking at the letter of credit.
Correct.
The letter of credit says, it does say that it's approved, but that they're working on documentation. I would feel more comfortable having the actual documentation. I don't know how, Ruben, that's your line of work, so.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, the bank should be able to give you the letter of credit subject to us approving.
It can be approved subject to that additional documentation, or it could be tabled.
I think we tabled it.
If that says the council's desire to do that, then I would be subject to both the city engineer, or JP approving it and the city attorney approving it to form. Because all we have is an email and it's not really a letter of credit.
Right. Yes.
They're saying they're going to do it, but we don't have actually the letter of credit in hand yet.
Yeah.
So you could do one of two things, deny it, table it till you get actually the letter of credit, or approve it subject to receiving the letter of credit and be reviewed by both JP and the city attorney's office.
Okay. And because once, let's say you get the letter of credit, how much, my question is, how much more time do they need to finish the subdivision? I mean, this is in case they don't finish? I mean, because I think they're gonna want for us to approve the recording, right? So they can be able, before it is completed.
Right, that's what the second item is gonna be asked.
That's where I feel a little uncomfortable. I don't think we done it in the past. I'm not sure, but I think it creates a liability for the city. What do you think?
Well, it's, a lot of cities allow this in their codes. It's not ideal, right? Because if the developer goes bankrupt, then the city has to cash the letter of credit and the city has to use the funds to finish the subdivision. It's just not ideal for the city, but most cities allow that in their codes to assist the developers with their projects.
Because we don't know if $215,000 will be enough to finish. I'm not sure.
JP?
Yes, sir, I reviewed the infrastructure estimate they submitted, and it's enough to complete the subdivision on phase one. Because they're also working on phase two, but it won't be enough for phase one.
Streets, utilities, everything?
Yes.
For 200. How many?
Streets are pretty much done, they just need the west section of it, it's just a stretch of street that they need to finish, and also to connect the pond, the drainage pond that they have there, so that's all they need to.
Mayor, I personally, this is my personal opinion, and I put the item on the agenda as a courtesy, because everybody deserves to be heard, but I don't like to create liabilities for the city. So I personally don't feel comfortable with it myself, but form a motion. So I don't even want to table the item. I would like just to deny it. That's my motion.
Okay. There's a motion. Is there any discussion or a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to deny the letter of credit request. All in favor to deny, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that is a 5-0 vote for denial.
And then the next item needs to be denied as well.
Okay. All right, so item number 60 is 62, sorry, yes, 62. Directly related to item 61, is there a motion?
The motion will be the same to deny?
Yes. So there's a motion to deny, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to deny the plat for Las Misiones as presented. All in favor say aye to
Aye.
deny. Aye. Aye. All in, opposed say nay. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. I would suggest to keep working and hopefully if you get it to a higher percentage of completion, it would be looked at more favorably along with a complete documentation of the letter of credit. Would that be correct, Ruben?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, thank you. All right. Anna, how are the girls coming along? They're waiting?
They still haven't sent me a text. If
Okay, okay. Okay, not a problem. They seem eager already. Okay, we are gonna, well, we have to wait 6 minutes for our public hearing, so we can go to item.
They're already here.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do the audit next. I thought that. We're gonna do the audit. We have 5 minutes. Is that gonna be sufficient?
Where is that?
It's the next one, it's 46. Which would be the next one, under approval authorization. Before that, it's the public hearings.
Okay, okay. All right,
Look,
we can do that. Yes. We're gonna move on to approvals and authorizations, item number 46. Vidal?
If you'll introduce the auditors and then let them do their thing.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I won't take time. This is item number 46, should read acceptance of the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended September 30, 2023. I have here Mrs. Meray, Niquez, and Chad to make a presentation.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and Mr. Perez. My name is Esmeralda Iñiguez. I'm a partner with Carrix and Ingram, and we're here to present the audit of the City of Mission for the fiscal year ended September 30, 2023. With me is Chad Young. He's a supervising senior that led the engagement team in conducting the audit and worked very closely with management throughout the process. My understanding is that you have the annual comprehensive financial report in your packet. It is over 200 pages of information regarding the financials of the city as of September 30, 2023. So what we'll do, we'll try to go over the highlights of the report. So I'll start off on page 13, where we provide our independent auditor's report. So in that report, we're representing that in our opinion, the financial statements as presented are fairly stated in all material respects. There were various adjustments that were required to reflect the financial statements as they are being reported today in comparison to the original records that were provided for audit purposes. So part of those adjustments included corrections of errors related to prior period. So it restated the equity basically in several funds. Also, there was a change in accounting principle because the city implemented a new GASB pronouncement. That was GASB 96, subscription-based information technology arrangements. So in order to implement it, there was a requirement to restate the beginning numbers. So that is included there in that report as well, but our opinion is not affected with respect to this matter. I'm gonna turn it over to Chad and he'll walk us through the numbers.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into the general fund budgetary comparison schedule. So you can follow along on pages 137 through 145 in your financial statements. This chart above here presents an overall summarized picture. So overall budgeted revenues were $51.2 million, while actual revenues were $51.3 million. Budgeted expenses was $58.3 million, and actual expenses was $48.1. So overall, the city stayed within the budget for the general fund.
What do you think made that difference of $10 million?
So looking at the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances, like you can follow along on page 37. Overall revenues for the general fund was $51.5 million, expenses $51.3 million. The other financing sources and uses has a positive balance of $3.8 million, which includes your leases and subscriptions, proceeds from sales of assets, as well as transfers in and out. This led to a change in fund balance, a gain of $3.9 million. It was a $4.1 million loss in the prior year. The beginning fund balance was $3.5 million with an ending fund balance of $7.4 million. So the largest changes from the prior year was the increases in tax revenues, about $4.3 million, due to an increase in valuation of land and property in 2023, as well as an increase in transfers in from the utility fund in the amount of about $1.5 million that was to support overall activities. All the other categories of revenue expenditures were pretty comparable to the prior year. Okay, now we're looking at the balance sheet for the general fund. You can follow along on page 35 of your reports. Overall total assets was $24.5 million. Liabilities and deferred inflows, $17.1 million, with a fund balance of $7.4 million. Of that $7.4 million, there was unassigned fund balance of about $7.1 million. So overall assets were pretty comparable to the prior year. There was an increase of about $1 million. There were small increases and decreases throughout various categories of assets. For example, there was an increase in due from other governments, mostly related to sales tax growth, of about $590,000, as well as an increase from advance of funds receivable from the golf course of about $234,000. Liabilities decreased about $2.7 million. This is mostly due to a decrease in due to other funds in the component unit. The decrease is due to amounts that were owed to other funds from the cash pool bank account at the end of the year, and the fluctuations in the amount due from the general fund as of 9/30 within the cash pool itself. So in the 23 fiscal year, the city removed some of the utility funds claim on cash and moved this money into a separate bank account in order to help with the tracking of monies for the debt reserve requirements. And thus this lowered the utility funds claim on cash pool at the end of the year, in which turn led to a decrease in the amount of the general fund due to by the same amount. Overall, as discussed, the increase in fund balances was due to the current year operations as discussed on the prior slide. The city does have a minimum fund balance policy in place, stating that the general fund shall maintain a minimum of 2 months of operating expenditures within its assigned, unassigned, and committed fund balance. This was not met. 2 months of expenditures was roughly about $8.56 million, and assigned and unassigned fund balance is about $3.8 million. So the city has about 58 days or 50 days. They're short $1.4 million. So looking at the business type activity was the enterprise funds, which consists of the utility, golf course, solid waste, and the event center. I'm gonna kind of concentrate on the total at the end of the slide there. So looking at the total of all the funds, which the majority of it is made up of the utility fund, total operating revenues was about $35.6 million, which is a $5 million increase compared to the prior year, of which the utility fund increased $4 million and the solid waste making up most of the remaining increase, both of which was due to an increase in rates that occurred in 2023. So total operating expenses of $29.1 million was an increase of $2 million from the prior year. Most of the increase, about $1.8 million, was in the utility fund, which was caused by a fluctuation in purchase of chemicals for water treatment. Non-operating revenues and expenses, which consist of gains on disposable assets, interest earned, bond interest expenses, fiscal charges, and transfers in and out, total $288,000. So this is about $1.1 million increase from the prior year. The main differences occurred in the utility fund again. There was an increase of about $1.4 million in transfers made to the general fund, but offsetting that was a $3.5 million in capital contributions, which are developer contributions, which can fluctuate year to year based on overall city growth. So this led to a change in net position of $6.4 million, which is a $3.7 million increase from the prior year, for a beginning net position of $67.1 million and an ending net position of $73.8 million. Give it back to Esmeralda.
Thank you, Chad. The city is also subject to single audit since they do receive federal awards. For the 2023 fiscal period, they received over $18 million in federal awards. From that pool, the major program that was tested for that fiscal year was the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, which made up over $13 million. In this page that you see before you, this is included in the single audit report, which is presented in a separate packet from the annual comprehensive financial report. That kind of summarizes the results of the audit. If towards the center of the slide, the federal awards, we are representing a non-modified opinion. with no material weaknesses, no significant deficiencies, and no non-compliance that was detected for that major program. On the upper half, this is the results of the audit procedures related to internal controls over financial reporting. It's also tied to our opinion of the financials. So we're also issuing a non-modified opinion for that report, but we did identify various material weaknesses, significant deficiencies, one non-compliance, as well as other control deficiency and improvement points that we have discussed in detail throughout the course of the audit with management, and then again with the internal audit committee. We went over those items in detail, as well as all the proposed adjustments that were provided and accepted by management. In addition to those two reports, we also provide a required communication for the Board of Trustees and management. In that report, you will find our auditor responsibilities as well as management's responsibilities outlined. We provide the judgments and sensitive estimates that are taken into consideration in putting together the financial statements. The summary of audit adjustments is listed there, including the proposed audit adjustments and the description of the management communication letter and the comments provided. Lastly, we just want to make the city aware that for 2024 fiscal period, there's also a new pronouncement, Statement 100, for them to be aware of and ensure this is implemented accordingly. And that's all we have for you this evening. We can address any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for our auditors?
If I can just add a little
Yes,
something.
sure.
There was a detailed presentation to the audit committee that was done last week, a little over 2 hours that they actually spent with the audit committee, and Ms. Gerlach was there. Mr. Plata was not able to be there, he's out of town. They went through it very thoroughly. They went through all the comments that the auditors had relating to their audit and the findings, and the responses that management had to those findings. And the audit committee is recommending that you accept and file the audit as submitted by our auditors.
Okay.
Maybe for the next time, can we, as a council, like for this coming year, combine, have the workshop with the audit committee? I think it'd be
That would be a great
Beneficial.
idea.
Yes, sir. We surely can.
Because, I mean, in 5 minutes, you come and explain to us something that is, I think, so
Very.
important. And it just, I personally don't feel comfortable with that.
That's
So,
a good idea.
I mean,
Okay.
That's a very good idea. Thank you for that. Okay. Anything else? Any other comments? Okay. All right, I need a motion to accept the comprehensive annual financial report as presented.
I will make a motion to accept the annual comprehensive financial report as presented as of September 30th, 2023.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to accept the annual financial report for fiscal year September 30th, 2023. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say no.
no, since I wasn't here, so I feel more comfortable. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so that is, motion carries. That's a 4-1 with Mr. Plata voting against. Okay, thank you. I think we can go ahead and just do 47 before the kids come in.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor and
Thank
Council.
you.
Before you, basically, I want to present a brief report of presentation of the income statement for the general fund. Basically, this year, we showed revenues and transference of 61.2 million, and the total expenditure and transfer out was $58.8 million. That translates that we had a net gain of $2.3 million of revenues over expenditures. On the enterprise funds, we're showing basically that we had $23.9 million in revenues and an expenditures and transfer us 22.3. So we realized a revenue over expenditures of $1.6 million. On the other enterprise funds, first golf course, we showed a revenue of $1.5 million and expenditures of 1.3 that we realized a gain of $154,000. The solid waste, we had revenues of $8.9 million and transfer and expenditures of 8.2 that gave us a net income of $746,000. One thing that I like to note on that report is that since they didn't do a transfer in the previous years, that's why we have 1.1 instead of the 550. So we're catching up to the one that was not done in the previous year. On our event centers, we had revenues of $1,041,000 and expenditures of $890,000 that we saw a revenue over expenditures of $150,800. And that's the report that I have before.
Mayor, if you don't want to accept and file, if you recall, that's one of the goals that we have, and you'll be reviewing my goals in executive session. So if you want to wait when we come back to adopt it, so I can kind of go over in more details what he just presented and compare that to the 5-year, which was one of the major goals that you gave me when I first was hired a year ago.
Okay, all righty, then we'll wait on the vote on that item.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the presentation. Okay, so our Girl Scouts are here. And so we're gonna move to the proclamation. We're just gonna wait a little bit so all the girls can come in.
Hi, Jen.
Just going to give everyone a moment to come in.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why our PR didn't do it from that. We have a PR for chamber. Ruben, is this my napkin? Maybe.
Yes, because I put mine
Because
away.
you're still there.
Yeah, mine was.
You want one?
Do you have one?
I have a Perel.
Yeah. No, mine was that.
Okay, yeah.
Here's a new one, Lori.
Mine was the Q-tips.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
It's because I have tissue if you want tissue.
No, but she wants it.
Yeah. It's, allergies are a little crazy.
Give that to Mary. All back from spring break. Boo-hoo.
That's different troops, yeah. Yes.
All right, it looks like everyone's here. Hi, everyone. My name is
Good evening.
Jennifer Ruiz Longoria. Thank you so much for honoring the Mission Service Unit Girl Scouts. We are here representing the Girl Scouts of Greater South Texas. I am the Mission Service Unit Manager, and we are always so thankful on how much the City of Mission partners with us and helps our girls become leaders of today and of tomorrow. With me here today, we have some representatives from council. They too are very thankful for everything that the city does for our Girl Scouts. Some of our girls here today are really excited to receive their proclamations. They work very, very hard to represent themselves, their troops, their schools, their communities, and their families. They work year-round, earning badges, learning new skills, protecting and learning about the environment, becoming entrepreneurs in their communities by selling cookies. And I know a lot of you all are big cookie supporters. And we actually brought cookies today to share with council, and we're really excited about that. And they're ready to just take on the world. So thank you so much for honoring our girls. They're not only learning skills that are bettering themselves, but they're also creating memories that will last a lifetime. Right now, with the way the world is, we're trying to get girls involved, keeping them busy with good stuff, and helping them become the leaders that they're destined to be. So thank you so much for honoring our girls, and thank you so much for always being so supportive of all of our events.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's
thank
always
you.
a pleasure to have you all here. It's probably our highlight of, I'm going to say, of the month, possibly the year. So thank you for being here, and thank you for all that y'all do throughout the year. I know it takes dedication, commitment, not only y'all's commitment, but your family's commitment and your extended family. So I'd like to congratulate them as well, and I want to say thank you to all the troop leaders, because without you guys, these girls would not blossom to their expectation. So thank you so much, and I think we're going to have Ms. Anna read the proclamation. Yes? Yes, okay.
Mayor, Council, the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Juliet Daisy Gordon Lowe founded the Girl Scouts of the USA on March 12, 1912. Whereas in Girl Scouts, girls develop their leadership potential through activities that enable them to discover their values, skills, and the world around them. Connect with others in a multicultural environment. Whereas Girl Scouting is continuing a legacy of creating gender-balanced leadership in the United States and the world in its second century of service to girls by providing girls with the tools to become leaders dedicated to making this country and the world a better place. Whereas Girl Scouts outdoor experiences are an integral part of the Girl Scout leadership experience for girls of all ages. Outdoor activities are woven into the core leadership development program in such a way that girls feel comfortable trying new things and testing their limits and gain confidence and acquire new skills in a safe and supportive all-girl environment. Whereas Girl Scouts of Greater South Texas Troops 378, 3004, 1005, 195, 319, 1030, 1042, 3230, 3226, 106, 20, 590, 79, and Juliet's are committed to ensuring every girl has the opportunity to explore and build an interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, helping them to develop critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and collaborative skills, which are vital throughout life. Whereas girls in grades kinder through 12th grade who demonstrate extraordinary leadership through action projects that have sustainable impacts on their communities and beyond are presented the Girl Scouts Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards. Now therefore, we the City Council of the City of Mission do hereby applaud the commitment of Girl Scouting and Girl Scouts of Greater South Texas, and have supported and continued advancement of the girls in their roles as leaders here in our city, and declare the week of March 24th through 30th, 2025 to be Girl Scout Week in Mission, Texas, proclaimed on this the 24th day of March, 2025.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve as read.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve the proclamation as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much. Yes, and yes, with the troop members, with the troopers, yeah. So we're gonna go down there.
1005.
I don't see anything from me. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I just didn't know. Like, I don't want these guys to.
Oh, you're very kind.
Thank you so much for
very
the cookies. My stomach really appreciates it.
I want to eat it right now. I'm hungry.
Did you get? No.
Just a lot.
Huh?
I put a lot.
Huh? Autocorrect. I hate it when that happens. That's why we do WhatsApp, because you can go and edit. I think that that's another thing that we need to discuss when we do that, for her to say it on WhatsApp. Okay. Because you can edit and delete, disappear.
So item number 33, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we will open public hearing at this time, and we're going to review item number 33. It's a rezoning request.
Pase. No quiero que se... ¿Qué pasó? Hey, think of me when you need something.
Okay, yes.
Okay, item 33 is basically a downzoning. It's a downzoning from a general business district to a single-family residential district. It's on Kirk Street, just south of Griffin Parkway. In my opinion, that the original intent for that lot was single-family residential, and the owner would like to build a house in the lot. So it's just a basic downzoning. No opposition from the surrounding property owners, and PNC approved it unanimously.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Okay, there is none. Ms. Ana, is there anyone online? No. Okay. Are there any questions for staff or a motion?
Second.
Okay. Okay. There's a motion and a second to approve the rezoning request from C3 to R1 at Lot 73 Las Misiones Estate Subdivision. And this would carry ordinance number 5610. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item?
Yes, this is a zoning from agricultural to general business district. This is the property that the EDC purchased recently, just east of the Olive Garden restaurant. It's a 5-acre tract along the expressway, east of Bryan Road. So you have commercial zoning all around, commercial in the comprehensive plan, aerial photo, 5-acre tract, photo of the property. No opposition. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval unanimously.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or opposition? Is there anyone online? No? If there are any questions or a motion?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the rezoning request for 5.151 acres out of Lot 17-11, West Addition to Sherryland, from AOI to C3. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's ordinance number 5611. Next item.
The next item is a conditional use permit for an event center named the Pink Society. It's at 1512 East Expressway 83, just east of the La Quinta Hotel. The suite has 132 square feet, so it's for small events, no more than 30 guests. 10 parking spaces are required. The commercial plaza has 219 spaces. Commercial zoning, the aerial photo of the plaza, that's the suite, floor plan, and those are the conditions. And no opposition. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval unanimously.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? Okay, are there any questions
Mayor,
or
I
a
have a-
motion?
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes.
Did P and Z also approve life abuse?
Yes, for this one, yes, because it's an event center for small, it's a small event center for mostly for little kids, for small birthday parties.
How big is the event center?
So it's 932 square feet, no more than 30 people. No more than 30 guests at a time.
There's other event centers there already, right?
In that plaza, there's a lot of different businesses. I can give you the.
Oh, it's okay. I've been there.
Yeah, it's a nice. And it's mostly occupied, so it's a successful commercial plaza.
Okay.
You ready for a motion? Mayor would like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit for life of use. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes, yes, approved? Yes, okay. And that would carry ordinance number 5612. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Next item?
Item 36 is another conditional use permit for another event center called Algo VIP. The location is 704 East Griffin Parkway, Suite 100. It's on Griffin Parkway, approximately 300 feet west of Mayberry. The suite has 4,000 square feet with a capacity for 150 guests. This item will come back in the near future because they are applying for a TABC license for BYOB. So right now it's just the event center. In your next meeting or the one after that, the alcohol permit will come before you. 50 parking spaces are required. 63 are provided in the plaza, and they're shared parking with the other businesses.
Okay,
So
is there
it's
anyone,
commercial.
I'm
And
sorry.
then just the aerial photo of the plaza.
Okay,
Photo is the suite on the west side, and then photos of the interior. And then you have the list of conditions, staff recommending life of the use. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended a 2-year permit due to the parking, concerns about the parking.
okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this item? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? No? Okay. Are there any questions or a motion? And there is a difference in what the P and Z is recommending and what
On this
staff
one,
is
because
recommending?
they had concerns about the parking, they recommending 2 years instead
Okay.
of life of the use.
Okay.
There is issues with the parking. Mayor, I move to approve with a recommendation of a 2-year.
Okay, there's a motion
Second.
and a second to approve the conditional use permit for the event center at 704 East Griffin Parkway for a 2-year period. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that's ordinance number 5613. Next
Can I-
item?
The next one is another event center. This one is a Buttercream Delights Events. This is in the downtown on Conway between Tom Landry and 11th Street. The suite has 2,700 square feet. Due to the proposed size, 20 parking spaces are required. But as you know, in the downtown, we don't have parking requirements. But they are proposing that the city parking, so that's the aerial. So as you can see, there are city parking lots to the east and to across the street to the west. So they're proposing for the use of the city parking lots for the parking for the customers for this proposed event center. There's no other way for them to provide parking.
Okay, is there anyone here?
And photo of the building, floor plan, the list of conditions, and Planning and Zoning Commission recommended also 2-year to monitor the parking situation.
Photo party in Mission, no?
We're very festive.
Okay,
It's
so
good,
is
it's
there
good.
anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there
I'm
anyone
here on
online?
the Zoom. I'm not sure if they can hear me.
Are there any questions, comments, or
I
motion?
move to approve with a 2-year, for a 2-year permit only.
Second. Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit at 1006 North Conway. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that is ordinance number 5614.
The next one is a conditional use permit for a pool house. This is a 2811 Santa Ana Street. This is in the Los Milagros subdivision in the Sherryland area. It's 400 feet south of the Los Milagros Road. And that's the aerial photo of the house. And that's the proposed pool house, which is good sized. And so you have the conditions. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval unanimously.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? No. Okay. Are there any questions or motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to allow the conditional use permit for a construction of a pool house at 2811 Santa Ana Street with ordinance number 5615. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Next item.
Yes, this is for the Point Paddle business that is under construction along the expressway with Travis Street. It's just north of the La Quinta Hotel. And they would like to, when they open, they would like to be able to sell alcoholic beverages with the meals.
Okay.
That's the photo of the property, and that's the building. They have all gone vertical already. The site plan, floor plan, list. That's the conditions. And this one also, Planning and Zoning Commission recommended 2 years to monitor the alcohol sales.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? No. Okay. Are there any questions or motion?
I move to approve with a 2-year.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit for on-site consumption of alcohol beverages at 1508 East Expressway 83 with, and that would be ordinance number 5616. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that is with a 2-year term. Okay, thank you. Next item.
The next item is a conditional use permit for the Ice House. It's a bar that has been with the city for many, many years. With the current owners, it's been in place for 3.5 years. They missed the renewal of the conditional use permit, so that's why it's going before just a new conditional use permit because the one that was granted expired. The location is 815 North Francisco Avenue.
Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request?
And this one also,
Oh.
Planning and Zoning recommended 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Is there any ownership?
Yes.
I would like to speak in favor. My name is Veronica Galligan. My husband and I are the other owners of the Ice House. We purchased it 3.5 years ago. We have had no issues at all. We only serve beer and wine. We've complied with what the city has asked us to do. It's a neighborhood bar. Everybody that lives in that area comes to the bar. It's very friendly, it's very inviting, and we hope that you can support us. And yes, we have met with P&Z, and they have recommended a 2-year permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or opposed?
Maria C. Peña Salinas, giving them, this is not a neighborhood bar, 'cause nobody in the neighborhood goes there. It's all outsiders. Giving them an alcohol permit, they come in with their loud music, like they were pretty loud Friday, and we, the citizens, are tired of calling you all and contacting you. And you know this is an ongoing thing. We are a residential area, not an entertainment district. It should be converted into a restaurant, so yes, the neighborhood can go and eat. There's still drugs there, there's still prostitution, and I'm opposed. I want kids to remember it as a great restaurant, not a place to come get drunk. You just said, puro party in Mission. Exactly, you're not from my neighborhood, you're not from my barrio. She hasn't been there for as long as I have. They should have a barrier fence if they want to have their music outside, or keep no music outside, because there's a business right next to it. The people in front, they're tired of contacting you all, and they're tired of fighting. They're Christians, and I'm opposed to it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Anyone else that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to the request? Is there anyone online? No. Okay. Are there any questions for staff or Chief? Anybody? Chief? I have a quick question, Chief.
Chief Torres.
Yeah, and it's just in reference to response. Have you had any requests for help?
Chief Torres, Bishop PD, I do not have the stats for that location at this time, Mayor. I can look into it and let you know.
Okay, all right. Are there any other questions or comments?
Parking has been as it has been, that's how we purchased it. There is no prostitution, there is nothing that she has claimed. I'm hoping that police can actually provide you with reports from the time that we purchased it. I'm not sure why the neighbors are upset we're not loud, and yes, people do from the neighborhood do come to the bar, and so I'm not sure why she doesn't think so, maybe she doesn't go to the bar. I don't drink, I'm a bar owner. I have many people that go to that bar and we serve non-alcoholic beer. So we're not loud, we comply with all the measures of the city. And again, I'm hoping that the city does provide you, or the city police does provide you with those reports, because this is nonsense. For her to come here and accuse without having proof is very disappointing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Callaghan. All righty. Yes, Chief.
Mayor, I checked with the communications. There hasn't been any calls in the last 2 days, but I can tell you as a result of the system being down, we cannot
Oh.
get that information at this time.
At this point, yes, okay. I totally understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Any other discussion, questions? Or a motion? We could table this item if you all wanted to do that, to wait for the police documentation on their responses.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and table the item until we have all the necessary information.
Okay,
Second.
there's a motion and a second to table the item until we get the full information. Okay, all righty, thank you. Next item.
This one is to allow sheet metal manufacturing along the expressway west of Inspiration Road. This had been approved in the past, but the applicant never got the sheet metal manufacturing started. So that's why it's coming before you again, but it had been approved in the past.
Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? Are there any questions for staff or a motion? Can we see the aerial on this one?
Is this a renewal or this is a,
So the recommendation is for life of the use with the understanding that the CUP can be revoked, but you can do a 2-year approval if that's the desire of the city council.
The question was, is this a renewal? Because it
No,
says.
because it was approved 2 years ago, but they never started it.
Oh, I see.
They never started it, so
Okay.
now she's ready to start.
Okay.
But the CUP was expired, so that's why it's coming.
I see.
Yes.
And that's why it says to keep a portable building, because it's already there, because it was
No,
approved
that's,
previously.
the portable building is, I think, is the next agenda item.
Oh,
That's
it's
one.
next.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
reading the wrong one.
we're in the sheet manufacturing.
Right, okay. Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online?
so this is manufacturing, Mayor?
It is manufacturing.
Sheet manufacturing.
That's a sheet, yeah.
They do, is it
Metal
roofs?
sheet.
Roofs, sheet metal for roofs is what they
I
do.
believe so, yes.
Yeah. Which is really, they don't make any noise, they just roll the tin into.
The name of the business, is Liberty Steel and Supply.
Yeah.
And there was no opposition?
No opposition.
And P and Z approved the life of use on
Yes.
this one? Yes, okay.
Mayor, I would like to recommend approval based on the recommendation of planning and zoning
Second.
and staff.
All right. There is a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as presented for life of use. And the ordinance number would be 5617. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Now the portable building.
Now it's a portable building. It's already there. It's a business in the very northwest corner of the city on 3 Mile Line and Moorfield Road. So it's a small auto sales place. There's a photo. And that's the portable building that is at the site. But the applicant is leasing the property, and so that's why
Okay, so.
it's a lease of the property, so that's why she doesn't want to build a building. Just keep the portable building. Planning and Zoning Commission approved it for 2 years only.
2 years. Okay. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? Are there any questions, comments?
I just wanted to ask for that little carport that they added there, is it secure? Where the 2 cars are in there, next to the building?
I can look into that.
Yeah, the landscaping, and then that kind of looks like an eyesore. I just want to make sure that it's built properly.
Yes, I can check into that.
Thank you.
So they asking for on the portable building, but also, isn't there would there be 2 portable buildings?
It's just one, the white, this white building there, where the office is located.
And no landscaping?
We can make that an additional condition, so we can add it to the conditions. Actually, it's already there. Add and maintain
Yes.
additional landscaping.
Where would the landscaping go in? Because I see just
It's
some
not a lot of
blacktop.
space. But I'll meet with them and try to get some landscaping in there.
I would like some landscaping for Bugs Bunny there, so.
There's some
trees.
Look at the,
Is there a motion?
I make a motion for approval as discussed.
Okay.
second,
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit for the building. And that would carry ordinance number 5618. Is that right? Ms. Anna? Okay.
If
I'm
I'm
sorry?
If I may, is it life of use or is it 2 years? This was another.
2 years. 2 years.
We do 2 years?
2 years. Okay, all in favor to approve the conditional use permit for 2 years, subject to all the recommendations by staff and P and Z. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item?
This one is a conditional use permit for a home occupation, so the applicant lives in the house and has a small business that he runs out of the house, urgent care transport. And so that's his house, and he has an office there. He has no customers going to the house, he doesn't have any signs, so you cannot really tell that there's a business at the location. So you have there the conditions, and Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval for life of the use.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this request? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? No. Are there any questions on the motion?
so what are we doing? We're planning to one deed or what? Lots, one?
It's lots 130A and 130B of the replat of lots 130 and 131. So I guess there was a replat, replat there, and so that's the legal description of his property.
So we're changing the description from 138 and B to 3 different lots, 130, 131, and 132?
Yeah. So it was 3 lots and they replatted to make 2 lots.
Well, it's been like that.
Okay.
It has been like that since the purchase.
I move to approve, Mayor.
Okay. There's a motion
Second.
and a second to approve the conditional use permit for a home occupation at 3307 Amethyst, and that would carry ordinance number 5619. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item?
This is a conditional use permit for the drive-through and for the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption for the Los Cuates Taqueria, Los Cuates Taco Shop. And this is at 2515 Colorado Street at the corner with Taylor. And that's the suite that has the restaurant. So they would like to sell beverages, alcoholic beverages with the meals. Planning and Zoning Commission approved the drive-through for life of the use, but the alcohol sales for 2 years.
Okay. Okay, is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or opposed to this item? Anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Is there anyone online? Are there any questions or a motion?
Can you show us the picture of the location, please? Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve. It's for the drive-through service window, right?
It's for the drive-through service window for
And
life
the
of use and the conditional use for on-site consumption for 2 years.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit. As discussed, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item?
So this one is Las Calles de Mexico Taqueria. This one came before you back in January, but they had not applied for TABC, so no action was taken back then. That's the photo. So based on the previous one, you could also do the 2-year approval.
I'm sorry, it's not, is it a 1-year? P and Z recommended a 1 or 2-year?
This went before PNC back in January, and they approved it for 2 years.
On the right
But
up
we
it
can do life
says-
of use, right?
Yes, if you feel comfortable with that, with the understanding it can be revoked, right? So if there's any problems, but yes, you could
It can
approve
be
it for.
revoked, right? If there's
You
any
can approve it
issues.
for life of the use with the understanding the CUP can be revoked, or for 2 years, similar to the previous one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the write-up says P and Z recommended approval for 1-year reevaluation.
Oh, okay, yeah, so
Yes.
it's because this was approved back in January,
Okay.
yes. And with
So
the-
it was,
yeah.
so it was reconsidered to a 1-year reevaluation for the sale of alcohol.
Why is that an issue?
I think that was what the board did back in January. But there was no opposition from the surrounding property owners.
Yes. So they're extending the hours from, instead of to 12 to 2 a.m.
Correct.
And
Yes.
that's what the request is.
Yes, yeah, it's also for that.
And for live music.
And yeah, they want to have live music.
Until 2 a.m. as well?
Yes, and some, yeah, karaoke, yeah.
Yes. So I can understand why they want to do the 1-year evaluation.
Yeah, to check it.
Okay.
Next to the IHOP. And Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve based along with the recommendations of planning and zoning.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit as approved by P and Z, which is a 1-year reevaluation. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Okay, that ends our public hearing items. We're going to move on to approvals and authorizations, and that would, item number 48 is the next item.
And I was ready for
Juicy.
executive session.
Yamero.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, City Manager. I come before you seeking authorization to lease one 2025 Chevrolet truck Tahoe, two-wheel drive, four-door LS unit in the amount of $93,358.75 and one 2024 Ford truck F-250 Super Duty four-wheel drive crew cab XL in the amount of $99,713.07 from D&M Leasing by Board number 744-24. This purchase is for the fire department seeking authorization to lease those individual trucks. These units would be replacing a 2020 Ram 1500 and a 2020 Ford F-250 Super Duty to be surplus by the department. Staff and city manager recommend approval, and these two individual trucks are for the fire department. I think the crew cab, the F-250 is used by the shift captains, and the Tahoe will be for fire prevention, if I'm not mistaken.
So there's two vehicles, right?
These two vehicles are replacing two vehicles that their term is up, sir. There's those vehicles that right now, their 5-year term's up, the warranty's gone already, as you know, like every other vehicle, the 5-year powertrain warranty is due April the 1st. So the fire department's requesting to replace these with these two newer units. And the outfitting is what's getting the price up a little bit higher of what the original cost is of the vehicle.
So one is at 25 and the other one at 2024?
Yes, sir. One's a Tahoe and the other one's an F-250.
Is that okay?
Mayor and City Council, I can maybe clarify some of the reasoning for the request. The shift captain as our sector, that unit is run 24 hours a day. It's nonstop running. It's been having some issues. It has gone to the shop several times and it has been putting a good dent in the budget. The other one also, if you recall, we also approved, the council approved an additional inspector, but we don't have an additional vehicle, so the intent is to reshuffle some of those fleet arrangements, including myself and the fire marshal, so that we can get that extra additional inspector the vehicle that he needs to do the inspections.
Okay.
And what happens to the surplus vehicles?
We will auction them off. They will be picked up by DNM, those in the auction. Whatever stock.
Who auctions them off? We or they?
Is DMN auction off, we auction them off? Who auctions?
We have the option for both, so whatever we decide at the end of the day.
So DNM usually
Auctions.
auctions them off, they get better deals than we do.
Okay.
It's one of the things we'll have to visit with you a little bit. We're gonna go, I think you wanted to go in one of them into executive session, so we'll kind of
Yes.
cover some of that.
Yes.
I don't know if it's that one or the next one.
It was this one.
You wanna go in executive session, so we've got,
Yeah, we'll discuss it in executive session when we, is that okay? We'll wait on the motion for that one, okay. And just a real quick question, we're okay with the 2024 unit that would be a new lease?
At the time when we spoke with Jennifer, that was the only available unit that they had at 2024 instead of at 2025.
Okay,
So it does make the department run functionally as the way it's needed.
it's a new vehicle.
but
It's
it
a new
is,
vehicle.
but it is a
And they have it
new
on
unit.
the line.
Okay,
Yes, they
It's a
do
new
have it.
vehicle.
okay, all righty, thank you. All right, next item.
Yes, ma'am. Next item is authorization to award contract to Kenlock Equipment and Supply Incorporated for the lease of specialized heavy equipment via buy board contracts number 676-22 and number 723-23 in the amount of $1,253,84.34. Staff is seeking authorization to lease two Vector 2100i combination sewer Vectors. Kenlock Equipment Supply will be providing a fleet and maintenance program that entails repairs and maintenance services and warranty for the term of the lease. The negotiated proposal for Kenlock Equipment and Supplies outlining the terms of this lease as well as a payment breakdown of 60 monthly payments of $9,025 per month with the option to purchase at the end of the 5-year lease term. City and staff manager recommend approval. And these two Vectors would be for Public Works Water Distribution Department.
Okay.
And as well, we have two currently Vectors and their term is up as well already coming up. And so the first one will be coming in, if approved, in mid-April, and the second one will be coming in the first week of May for these two new Vectors for Public Works.
Okay, ready, thank you. Any questions or discussion?
I do have a question. Was this, Mike, may I ask, was this
It was
part of our
budgeted.
budgeted?
Yeah, the two existing Vector trucks, one of them for sure is, and we're spending a lot of money on repairs on it, so they're both time to replace them both.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
I'm going to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to award the contract as presented and discussed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. I come before you to present item 50, authorization to award bid to Frontera Materials for the purchase of hot mix and cold mix asphalt for the Public Works Department. The City of Mission has accepted and opened 4 bid responses for hot and cold mix asphalt. Staff recommends awarding bid to Frontera Materials, who is the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all the specifications and the contract terms is for 1 year with the option of renewal for 2 additional 1-year renewals. Recommendation is based solely on estimated quantities, and orders will be placed on as-needed basis throughout 1 year. Base term bid number 25-323-03-05. Hot mix asphalt with delivery is $80 with 42 cents per ton. Cold mix asphalt with delivery, it's $100 and 42 cents per ton. Hot mix asphalt without delivery is $70 per ton. Staff and city manager recommends approval.
Okay,
I'm going to approve.
Second.
there's a motion and a second to approve the bid for Frontera Materials to purchase hot and cold mix as presented. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Next item.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Next item, item number 51, award bid for the sanitary sewer trunk line project from Glasscock to Bryan Road to RDH Site and Concrete in the amount of $2,161,475.50 with respective budget amendment. Accepted and open 8 bid responses. The staff recommends award bidding to RDH and Concrete, who is the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, meeting all the specifications in the amount of $2,161,475.50. Project cost will be reimbursed via reimbursement agreement approved by the MRA TERS on November 21st, 2024. Staff and city manager recommends approval.
Okay, and this came in within budget, right?
It became below our
the
engineering
budget.
estimate. We had an engineering estimate for $2.6 million,
Okay,
and it came roughly to $2.2 million.
okay, great. That's good news.
Yes.
Are there any other questions?
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to award the sanitary sewer trunk line project from Glasscock to Bryan to RDH Site and Concrete LLC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Next item.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, City Manager. Item number 52, seeking authorization to accept a supplemental grant award for the FY22 Operation Stone Garden Program with the Office of the Governor in the amount of $104,934 with a no match requirement and with respective budget amendment. The Mission Police Department was awarded supplemental grant funding in the amount of $104,934, which will further enhance its current grant project. The department is seeking authorization to accept supplemental award, which will allow the acquisition of 6 all-terrain vehicles and 3 utility trailers to enhance its capabilities during Operation Stone Garden. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Make a motion for approval, Mayor?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to authorize and accept the supplemental grant award FY22 Operation Stone Guard for the amount of $104,934. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
5-0. Next item.
Item number 53 is seeking authorization to approve CDBG Housing Assistance Program Guidelines revisions. And I believe the revisions are in your packets as well if you'd like to follow along. The Citizens Advisory Committee met on February 25th and approved recommendations to amend the CDBG Housing Assistance Program Guidelines as follows. Under the limitations on the amounts of the deferred loans, the maximum of up to $45,000 as opposed to $25,000 per dwelling unit for housing rehabilitations to include manufactured homes with no maximum restrictions to the current appraised value, and then as well as revisions to Exhibit B, which is the inspections checklist, and that's to increase the air conditioning AC score weight from 1% to 10%, and to decrease exterior wall scores weight from 15% to 10%, and to decrease interior wall ceiling score weight from 10% to 6%. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Okay. Are there any questions or a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the CDBG Assistance Program Guidelines revisions. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Item 54, authorization for ratification of purchase of Fortinet firewalls from Telepro at a cost of $44,304.52, utilizing TIPS contract 230105. 4 firewalls for PD will be used to segregate PD network by providing direct internet access, strengthen security posture protecting east and west traffic, and providing encryption for the 2 substations. 1 firewall will be used to strengthen security posture at City Hall. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Okay. Are there any questions or a motion?
I make a motion to approve, but I have a question for Mr. Ramirez.
Go ahead.
What about for municipal court? Are they going to have their own system too?
No, they're going to be part of the City Hall. They've always been part of City Hall.
Can you say that again? They're going to all be part of the
What's that?
Do you mind repeating what, I didn't hear what you said?
Oh, municipal court has always been part of City Hall. They've been
Oh,
not
part of
complete.
us.
We're just gonna
PD's now gonna
segregate
be-
PD.
PD's, this is
Yes,
segregating
all other departments are gonna
PD.
be part of City Hall, yes.
And then everyone else will be part,
Exactly.
its own part, but PD, this is segregating PD.
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor and Mr. Perez, I would just like to see what the difference would be, maybe talking to the judge and staff there about how would it be for them to be on their own the way they used to be before? Like, what would be the difference?
Oh, no, they've always been with the city, ever since I've been here.
No, since you've been here, yes, but prior to you
Oh,
being
yes,
here,
yes.
it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you want us to take a look at, to have them stand alone like the police department?
Well, it's just that I'm sure they're going through a lot right now with everything. Yeah, we'll
Mhm.
talk about it later.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I make a motion to approve.
Any
Second.
second, okay.
And then I ask a question.
All righty, okay. So there is a motion and a second to purchase the firewalls from Telepro as discussed for $44,304.52. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Mayor, City Council, City Manager, authorization to purchase a Ford FR Intrepid power load from Siddons Martin Emergency Group LLC in the amount of $172,767 via HCAC contract AM 1023. The Mission Fire Department is seeking authorization to purchase a Ford FR Intrepid power load from Siddons Emergency Group. The transit ambulance will be designated as Medic 6 and will be used when another unit is down for maintenance, ensuring the continued treatment and care of the mission citizens during such times. As you know, we are having some issues with some of our units, and this will help with our fleet. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Okay, is there any
Just
questions?
real quick, this is a small ambulance that you see on the Ford Transit chassis, a little Mercedes-Benz. It's not as heavy duty, but most of our runs now are going to the Mission Hospital, and we just need to have an extra vehicle. It's about half the cost of what we normally run, but we think that we need to have that to back up because of the number of calls we have. When we have a vehicle down, it really puts a strain on the staff.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Or a motion?
I'm going to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the purchase of an FR Intrepid power load from Simmons Martin Emergency Group. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0. Next item.
Mayor, City Council, authorization to purchase NFPA 1582 physicals and NFPA 1583 wellness fitness evaluations from LifeScan Wellness Center for a total cost of $83,050 via sole source vendor. The Mission Fire Department is seeking authorization to purchase the NFPA 1582 physicals, wellness fitness evaluations from LifeScan centers. The NFPA physicals and wellness fitness evaluations are broken down into 6 categories: annual public safety exam, the cardiopulmonary assessment, ultrasound screening, blood and laboratory tests, fitness evaluation, and medical clearances. The testing will be for 110 full-time firefighters for the amount of $83,050. This is also that we have annually budgeted for and helps our firefighters do pre-screening for any cancer that may have come up, and along as any medical conditions that we can prevent from moving forward.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for approval.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to authorize the 1582 physicals and NFPA 1583 wellness fitness evaluations from LifeScan Wellness. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you. Next item, Chief?
Hello, Chief Torres, Mission PD. Item number 57, seeking council's direction for the implementation of a speed hump in the area of 2700 block Norma Drive in accordance with the City of Mission Code of Ordinance, Division 5, speed bumps, Section 110.351 to Section 110.354. On 3/5/2025, the Traffic Safety Committee met and recommended the speed hump after 77% of signatures were obtained from the residents there at that location.
Are there any questions?
Chief, I have a question. Where is that area around?
2 Mile Line and Taylor, the first street going south, or south of there is Nicole, and then the second one is Normaline. 2 Mile Line and Taylor Road area.
Oh, so that way. Mm, yeah. Okay.
It's before tomorrow, right?
Sir?
Yes, it's before tomorrow.
I make a motion for approval?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the speed hump at 2700 North Norma Drive. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 58, we're going to discuss that really quickly in executive session as well. So we're going to move on to item number 59.
Yes, Madam Mayor, 59. David Earl, are you on Zoom?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes, he's there. Ask him to.
okay. This is the resolution to go ahead and create the PID.
Okay, he's on, sir.
Okay, David, you want to go ahead
Yes.
and cover 59, the resolution to create the PID for Cimarron?
Certainly. Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. This is David Earl with Earl and Associates. As you'll recall, on February 24th, this council considered a public hearing, and at that public hearing, heard evidence, after which, in the close of the public hearing, you passed a resolution making certain findings regarding the advisability of creating the PID for Cimarron. This action item is a follow-up to that. This is a resolution based on your findings that actually establishes the Cimarron Public Improvement District and sets forth the parameters of that district according to state law. The district is intended to be managed by a board, supervised by a board that's appointed by and will be managed by this council. And that board appointment, a 5-member board, will be in a separate action item which follows this one. So this action simply establishes the Public Improvement District itself. All preliminary actions have been taken that are required by law. And if it's the pleasure of the council to create it, this resolution by passage will establish the district.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Earl?
I'll make a motion. Oh,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the creation of the PID.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second, and this would be resolution number 1968. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
I abstain since I'm a resident of the Cimarron.
Okay, thank you. So that's 4 in favor and 1 abstention. Next item.
Next item is the appointment of individuals to the PID board. The recommendation is that the mayor be on there, because you need to have an elected official, so it'll be the mayor of Mission. The major property owner in the PID district is going to be the Cimarron Country Club, so we're asking that the chairman of the Mission EDC be on there, and then the 3 citizens or property owners from the PID area is Joe Phillips, Ann Camarillo, and Dolly Lizondo. David, do you want to expand on this particular item a little bit?
Certainly. This particular item is the appointment of that 5-member board of directors for the PID. The PID will be managed by this board. The board will serve at the will of the council and will take on the day-to-day functions of managing and overseeing the PID. So it won't be on the council's back to do that. This body will report back to the council at least annually. Initially, it'd be more often than that as they go through and establish a budget and a plan for the property and work with whoever the succeeding owner will be. But once that's done, they'll return to the council with a full budget, a service and assessment plan, and a recommendation to levy assessments to help fund the improvements that need to be done to improve the Cimarron Golf Course and Country Club facilities. And we'd advise in favor of this action item, appointing this board so it can get busy with the business of the improvement district and getting back to the council as soon as possible with a full plan, with final number estimates and with other recommendations. The way the PID is established, there'll be an agency that will help the council with the assessment and service plan functions, for example, like P3 or someone like that. And then the PID board will work with a group as a consultant, it could be our firm or some other entity, to help them and guide them through the process of coming up with the service assessment plan parameters and carrying out the project once it's approved by the council.
Are there any questions or comments or a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the appointments to the Cimarron Public Improvement Board of Directors as stated.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the appointments for Cimarron Public Improvement District as discussed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, and that would be a 4 in favor and 1 abstention.
Thank you, David.
Thank you all very much. Thank you on behalf of the association membership. We appreciate it.
Thank you, David. Okay, we've already taken on 61 and 62, so next item is unfinished business. I don't think there's anything there. Routine matters. Travis,
Yes,
do you have
routine matters. We have a couple of events coming up. We have Club Easy Cosplay Sessions, Boxhead. That'll be Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m. at the Spear Memorial Library. Trash Bash is this Saturday from 7 a.m. And they'll start picking up at 7:45, and that'll be at the CWV Park is where they'll meet to start. Autism Awareness Walk, April 26th at 10 a.m. at the All-Inclusive Lions Park.
All right. City council comments. Ms. Jessica?
No comments, Mayor.
No comments.
No? Okay.
I do have a comment. I would like to encourage everyone to come out Saturday. Last year, this to the annual Trash Bash where we pick up trash. Last year, it was a great event. We had a great turnout, and it would just beautify Mission and helping pick up trash is just another thing we can do to help our community and our city. So if y'all can make it out, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Edgar?
No comment.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any comments. Any additional comments? I would like to just echo Ms. Gerlach's comments about Saturday's event. That being said, is there a motion to go
Wait,
into?
one more thing.
Oh.
We do have a new brush truck up in front.
Oh,
So maybe after you finish the meeting, go by and take a look at it. And Mike and his firefighters would love to show you the new equipment you just purchased.
Awesome, thank you. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So move.
Second.
There's a motion and second to go into executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Second. And there's a motion and a second to ratify the agreements as discussed in executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. And items number 4 is also a,
Motion to approve the counteroffer.
yes. And for the city manager to proceed as directed.
Good.
There's a motion to move forward
Second.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously, 4-0. And item number 5 has items A through H. And is there a motion to move forward?
So move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to move forward with items on item number
5A through
5H.
5H.
And with the appropriate resolution numbers, Ms. Anna, you'll assign them?
From 69 to 76.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. And that is it for our business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion to adjourn. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.